In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to compare performance against S&P 500 in Kubera. We'll walk through preparing your data so returns are calculated correctly. Then we'll use Kubera's recap screen to benchmark your results against the S&P 500. By the end, you'll know exactly how your portfolio stacks up and why the numbers you see are meaningful. First, make sure your asset data is accurate and complete. If you link your brokerage or bank accounts, confirm that each position shows the correct cost basis, quantity, and current value. For any holdings you prefer to enter manually, like individual stocks, ETFs, or mutual funds, add the ticker or name, the number of shares or units, the original purchase date, the price you paid, and any transaction fees so your cost basis is precise. If a particular asset doesn't have a live price feed, enter a current value periodically so the performance remains up to date. Next, record all relevant cash flows. This includes contributions and withdrawals, as well as expenditures like fees. Be consistent with signs. Money going into an investment should be recorded as an investment, and money coming out should be recorded as an expenditure. If you reinvest dividends, reflect that either as additional purchases or as cash flows, depending on how you track them in Kubera. Accurate cash flows are crucial because Kubera uses them to compute internal rate of return, or IRR, which is a money-weighted measure that factors in the timing of your deposits and withdrawals. Double-check currencies, avoid double-counting transfers between your own accounts, and ensure any stock splits or mergers are reflected correctly so your quantities and costs line up. With your data in shape, head to the recap screen to analyze performance. The recap gives you a high-level view of your portfolio over different time frames, daily, monthly, or yearly. So pick the period that matches what you want to evaluate, such as year-to-date or the last 12 months. Enable benchmarking and select the S&P 500 as your comparison index. Kubera will plot your portfolio's performance alongside the index over the same dates. If your line is above the S&P 500 line, you're outperforming. If it's below, you're underperforming for that period. Remember, your portfolio return reflects your actual cash flows, while the S&P 500 line represents the index's market performance. That means big deposits or withdrawals at certain times can move your results. For a fair comparison, ensure your base currency aligns with the benchmark and keep your holdings and cash flows updated. Review multiple timeframes to understand both recent momentum and longer-term trends. When your data and settings are consistent, the recap screen becomes a clear, reliable way to see how your investments are doing relative to the S&P 500.